On a cold, damp day, I feel true loneliness for the first time. Nobody could have described with words how big this world is, how it goes and goes. I passed through it, where others passed before me.
Hey, welcome back to Season A Letter to the Future. So we found ourselves in a wind farm, by the looks of it. Whoa, what is that? Presumably that's where we've just come from. Looks like it's inaccessible. Is that a highway? Okay, so this, I would guess, is probably a new area, which means that we can take a moment to fill in the journal. Oh, yes, this is the long journey, which means that we can probably fill in... Yeah, here we go. Fill in the keepsakes for the path out of Cairo. So let's see what we've got available. God, we picked up a load, didn't we? Maybe I went slightly overboard. Well, let's start chronologically from the beginning. So we had this little postal area first, didn't we? So pop that there. There we go. Maybe... Put that there. So that's our little postal area. Nearly there on the keepsakes already. So let's just whiz through the rest of them. So we started on this path down. We've hit our inspiration already.
I feel nourished in these sights by the unfamiliarity of it all. These means of connection, long in disuse, are certainly telling me something about the world. Will they be used again in the next season?
Does it possibly indicate that the rest of the world kind of moved on without Cairo? Nice. Okay, so let's start putting the industrious stuff on that side. In fact, tell you what, one more from around the office, sorting office, that I do want to put on. It's this one here. It just kind of shows there's a little bit of regrowth. Life carrying on where things have been abandoned. Okay, and again, show that life is still persevering. Cool. Anything else we want on there? Wait, what was that? Oh, that was the sketch. Cycle through landscapes, seeing them for the first and last time. Oh, but I don't want to abandon the sketch. Maybe put that there and see if we can squeeze Goatee over a little bit. There we go. Cool. Right, so that is our path out of Cairo. So, where are we actually now? We are the long journey. The paths took me out into the open for the first time, into a world that goes and goes. Not the nicest of days. Oh, hello. There's something written on the bottom of this windmill by the looks of it. I'm going to check that out in just a moment, but first I want to just... Oh, we can ring the bell. Very cool. So did we came through here, I guess? Nothing to see by the looks of things. Yeah, it certainly looks like this is an old highway or something. Oh. Controls get confusing when you're pointing the camera the other way by the looks of it. at this. So, looks like we're heading inland. By the looks of things. Whoa.
When a season turns, the reasons behind things might disappear.
Huh.
But the engine may survive. The power is not lost. It's just buried a little.
Snap of that big fella. So, clearly, even though they were taught about certain machines, I'm assuming I can't go through that gate. Yeah, here we go. Here's a way around. Even though they were taught about certain machines and certain creations from before, I'm guessing not all machines were covered, because she doesn't seem to have a clue what this is. Oh, look at the old highway there. I thought I might change the season by changing the landscape. Cut these down like trees, but that's not how a season changes. Wait, somebody's actually got a saw there? They were trying to saw down a wind turbine? Okay. Adventurous.
This person wanted the season to change. Why?
Is there any way to progress around here? Doesn't look like there is. Oh, unless... Oh, here we go. It's a path. Where's that? Oh, that's just leading back to the gate, isn't it? Is there anything on the inside of... Oh, hold on. Oh, it was open. Oh, it was a different section of the gate. Okay. Didn't realise that. Okay, here we go. So these look like quite grassy plains. Not a huge amount really sticking out for vying for our attention at the moment.
This structure dominates the landscape but wasn't made for it. It's for passing through, for moving elsewhere.
Wonder if that's another of the school teachings. Presumably, I'm guessing there are no powered vehicles in the world. Or at least, I'd imagine there's no powered vehicles in and around Cairo Village. Like I said, there's not really a road system. It doesn't look like it was really built for that. So, again, must have been... cars and trucks and things must have been picked up from history classes. Look how bleak this is. Crazy. Oh. Talking of bleak, every line is dead, every wire is cut. I hate this season. Looks like there's power here, though. Wait, so where does this even lead? Yeah, not getting through there.
They wanted the season to change because they were so alone.
Let's see, so I guess this is the same person that wrote on the turbine. Does Stella even know what that is? More destruction. More desolation. It's hard to know as well. Oh, hello. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, there's graffiti up there. Interesting. It's hard to know as well whether this is all destruction from the war, the time of the war that was mentioned, or whether, oh, someone was living here. Or whether this is just everything falling into disrepair and nature reclaiming the world. Is that a music box? Don't recognize the tune.
One melody is like me out here alone. I can't really live like this. I have a feeling they use these music boxes to fall asleep.
Oh, what's... Hold on. Oh, I wonder what that lock icon was. I think it was just because Estelle was speaking.
They used the walls like I use my journal.
Huh. It's a poetic way of looking at it. Oh, there's another music box over here. Same tune by the looks of it.
Is like me and my mom. We can survive, but eventually you need more.
Another one!
Three voices as complex as life is supposed to be. I could listen forever.
She's longing for her dad again, isn't she? Oh, this is the person that's been writing on the walls. One voice, one tune, alone in the wilderness can't last long. Two voices, a melody and a harmony is enough to survive a little while. Three voices, a community, a song, can last a whole season. Wow.
They kept themselves company with music.
I want to see if anything... Does anything occur if you have all three boxes playing at the same time, I wonder? No, doesn't seem to be. Okay, I need to bring the bike through, don't I? What was that? I thought that was something in the water over there. Let's just get a shot of the overall scene with all the graffiti on the walls as well. Oh, I feel so cold now that the music stopped. I see exactly what she means about the voices in isolation. Oh, there's another one of those road markers. Interesting. And what have we here? Truck. Okay. I met a driver from a group that's building a community. I'm leaving with him. Ah, that's why this is abandoned. Goodbye to this lonesome place. Goodbye to this lonesome season. Interesting. This sketched out a picture of a truck, so maybe vehicles are still a thing. What was the... I'm trying to look at the print behind all of this. Bus system courtesy of the Prismatic Group. Oh. We've heard?
Looks like they made it out of here. But what is this group?
And it says that the... something... I don't know what that says. Something benevolent prismatic. Prismatic still a thing that's going then? Looks like that's a logo on the side of the truck as well. Maybe that's prismatic logo? Let's journey on. I'm sure we'll find something about whatever group that is before long. Tieng Valley. Oh, Tieng Valley, exit 45. Is that... That's something that we saw on one of the postcards, I think, isn't it? Wasn't that maybe the one with the big stone head? And the tourists on the floor? Now, she did say...
In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I recorded before leaving home. The elder told me the story of her life.
Oh.
I listened back to it, ready to note down anything that seemed important.
The elder, wasn't it the elder's mother that was suffering from time...
Let's set the scene for the listener.
Was it time misperception?
Whoever that might be. This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the plaza, saying goodbye to a dear soul.
Of course, Estelle had to approach the elder to get permission to leave.
We're here to see if there's anything useful in my mind that could help you on your trip. A century's worth of memories, dreams, fantasies, visions.
Look at all the waiters in the background. This must have been immediately before the leaving party kicked off.
Like a big, old, haunted library. When I die, this library will burn down. But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers. But I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there.
Okay. Any advice?
It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you've gotten a firm hold on it. But as long as you're there to witness it, to take it down in your journal, you, and others to come, will someday take the time to make sense of it all.
Interesting way of looking at it. You don't have to understand everything there and then, but just capture what you can and pick it apart later. How can this story help me? Yeah, what's your actual name? Start with the basics.
Kale, if you must know.
Yes, that's right, because it was another Kale that was suffering from the memory excess. Dr. Fumio apparently was tasked with saving her, but couldn't.
You can call me Frank. Or Elder. Or the Elder. Or Elder Frank.
Oh, wow, the possibilities are endless.
You know, whatever. I don't care.
She seems pretty chill. When were you born?
I was born on the ocean.
Oh.
My mother and father worked on a cruise ship.
Oh. Hello. So the age of modernity, where the cranes originated from, is far too long ago. Now that I think about it, never mind. So this must have been pre-war. I wonder if it was the war that basically cast them back to kind of wiped out loads of technological advances.
The short-lived but glorious watery republics. Floating cities.
Oh.
Most won their independence by the time I was born.
Cities on the sea.
How can I describe them? They were a jewel of the golden season.
Which was the one that followed the age of modernity.
Pleasure boats with a radical political program. How nice. The golden age was a time of flags, logos, mottos, mastheads. My mom taught me to read them. She was the ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer.
Huh.
Recycling on the ship was a matter of life and death. We had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy.
Where did your family come from?
My grandparents played with the past. They changed it like we change our wardrobe. So it was a different answer every time.
Huh. Enigmas.
But they often said we were exiles of some kind. Exiled royalty from a secret lineage. Blood that glows in the dark. Or we're exiled from the mouth of some great leviathan. When they were older, they just said, we're from here. We're from right now.
What was it like growing up?
I loved the way the ship would tilt and roll with the waves. Especially as I fell asleep. It was so comforting. Picture me as a kid in bed, feeling the swaying of the ship. It was like being rocked to sleep as a baby. I loved exploring the ship too. Wandering through the suites, the swimming pool, the game rooms, and oh, there were 2 dance halls. A large, elegant one and another one in the basement. A lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, my first kiss.
Check you out. She's probably the most modern person in all of Cairo by the sounds of her.
And so forth.
Okay, won't pry. When did you leave the ship? Yeah, we're not getting any firm dates on anything here.
Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war.
Oh, repurposed probably.
That was the end of the watery republics. I heard the dance hall in the basement became a weapons cache. Took me half my life to say goodbye to the world I knew in my youth. Imagine me and my parents and everyone I knew being escorted off the ship by a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess of my room.
Huh. Wow. Still under the impression you might return one day.
I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out. But they knew, I guess.
What did you think was happening? Was that the end of a season? Sounds very much like the end of a season. It would make sense. It would fit into the timeline. But I'm interested to find out more about the Elder.
Even as things got bad, I couldn't imagine the changes were permanent. It's easy now to look back and say the internationalism of the golden season was violently breaking down. You can be naive about all kinds of things, but not war. Most of my life has been spent in isolated communities, and the one moment I was in the wild world, you couldn't pick a more chaotic time. And we had been warned this season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning.
It's beginning to feel like more like seasons are just sort of eras of history, but it seems everything changes so dramatically in the world at the turning of each season.
You see, one night along a coastline we saw beautiful lights shimmering above the water. Later we found out this was an ancient warning system.
Oh.
It hadn't been used in so long. We didn't know what it meant.
What is this for warning of the new season?
We just thought, well, ain't that pretty? We tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the prismatic grounds.
Oh, interesting. I'm pretty sure that's where we're headed now. It'd be worth keeping an eye open towards the shoreline if we spot one again, to keep an eye open for coloured lights. What's the prismatic grounds? What did your parents think? Well, parents obviously seem to be sort of quite whimsical and sort of go with the flow. How did you feel? Yeah, I want to know about the prismatic grounds.
A kingdom of art and science. They got rich during the golden season. Everything that made them beloved before the wealth came. Passionate, uncompromising, self-obsessed. Made them unbearable once they had power. Artists make terrible kings. Are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, so conditions in the camp were getting worse.
Ooh.
My mom got lost in thought for long periods of time.
Oh, hold on. Is this the onset of poor mental health? Is this where Dr. Fumio steps in?
She'd be completely still for hours, days even.
Oh, is this the time? What's it called again? The time,
We realized she caught, well, now we call it time misperception disorder.
misperception. Okay.
It's when you lose your ability to tell how much time is passing. A minute can feel like an hour. A day can pass in 10 seconds.
How did she catch it?
We don't know exactly. Our consciousness is delicate. There are minerals and sounds that can adjust it. Dr. Fumio's greatest fear was that someone would use this as a weapon. We heard about a traveling doctor who could cure these kinds of diseases. I decided to go find him. I found out his name was Dr. Fumio, and he traveled with his son Lucio.
Lucio. Had we heard that name before?
People talked about him like he was a god.
Yeah, I've seen that around town. What happened when you found them? What was going on with the war? So I can imagine that what happened next was leading to the founding of the town, but yeah, I want to hear more about war kicking off.
The prismatic grounds had roped almost everyone into their system until they reached the far wastes and heard no for the first time.
Oh.
Nobody reacted well. It got to the point of, neighborhood against neighborhood. Grievances had been buried so deeply we forgot they were there.
Oh, okay. So everybody lived in peace until the prismatic ground started to sort of expand their reach to presumably fortify themselves against the oncoming war. But then community started to say no, stand their ground with their independence, and well, like I said, old grievances came to light.
It felt like things changed overnight. I'd pass through a city and hear later that they'd torn each other apart.
Ooh. Like I said before, everything seems to just lull you into a sense of sweetness and light, and then dark stuff comes.
I could not imagine it.
What happened when you found them?
I described my mom's condition to Dr. Fumio. He said there was no cure yet, but there was a village high in the mountains.
Ah, yeah, we found out the village was here before Fumio arrived.
He thought it was high enough he'd have a better chance at treatment. Lower places are more dangerous. Valleys are the worst. He invited me to join them in going to the village, but I wanted to go back and get my parents and bring them with me.
Well, surely we don't need to ask about the village.
I packed my things and got ready to leave the next morning. That night, my mom came to me in a dream. She was standing in a field of flowers. I'd grown since I last saw her. We were the same height. She pressed a finger hard into my palm. She taught me well. I knew the meaning of the gesture. I knew no matter what I did, I'd never see my parents again.
Oh.
In the morning, I told Dr. Fumio I would follow him to Karo village.
Wait, hold on. But one of the murals before we left Cairo said that Dr. Fumio treated the elder's mother.
The next few weeks were very physically tiring, hiking, climbing. And when we found the village, building, planting, cleaning, Fumio brought sick people from all over the world, and they got better.
So was the village abandoned when they came by? I wonder if it had been cleared out in the war.
The treatments worked. Everyone was healing. So why couldn't I? One day, we got word the war was over. We never found out how it ended. It was like peace just swept over the earth in a split second. There was a party in the plaza to celebrate the end of the war, but I couldn't bring myself to go. Yes, it was over, but it had taken my home, my family. That night, as I was falling asleep, I felt the bed tilt and sway gently, as if it was being tossed on the waves of the ocean, as if I was back in my bedroom on the ship, as if I was back in my mother's arms, being rocked gently to sleep. I knew I was finally home. And nothing could hurt me.
Wow. Well, I don't think we ever got any indication as to... The Elder had mentioned they never knew what ended the war, but what started it? What was the war over, and who was it between?
I imagine coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling a valley, looking for a way in.
So we've come down... Okay, from up there. Cool. Let me get a better look at this billboard. Please visit historic yet optimistic Tieng Valley, home of 3 reliable gods, created by the informative signage company 730. Okay.
This valley is asking people for a visit. I should oblige it.
We could probably head into the... Ooh. Anything back here? No. That's quite clearly barred. We could probably head into the journal and... Can we actually see the valley? No, we can't. Shrouded in fog. Yeah, head into the journal and fill in the last page with our keepsakes, but perhaps we'll leave that for next time. Is this a big dam? Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. Huge dam. Look at the lake beyond. This anything of interest? It looks like it is. Yeah, Tieng Valley Dam. A gift from the Prismatic Grounds, the Electric Peace Project, year of 515. So that was only 15 years into...
We never used this kind of technology in my village. Nobody trusted it.
That noise coming from within? Yeah, it sounds like it is. So it's still generating electricity. Interesting. I don't think we can get in there.
Wow, it's still working. It's still delivering power somewhere.
Yeah, we'll fill in the sketchbook pages next time, I think. For now, let's ride on through to Tieng Valley. Guys, thank you very, very much for joining me. Like I said before, everything's just so mellow, so serene, but you scratch beneath the surface and there's a nastiness behind everything, and I can't quite place where it's coming from or where it's going to take us. But wow, yeah, it looks like there are things afoot. There's that logo on the flag. Look at that. Guys, thank you so much. I will catch you in the next one. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.